إذا كان الإنسان عنده مرض مزمن, if the person has a terminal illness and it's counterindicated for fasting, which means he cannot fast and be healthy, then he has a license, not kafara, he has a license to break the fast and feed a poor person for each day. Yeah, one person for each day. Okay, yes. You align yourself with your toes on the line with everybody's toes and your shoulder to the person closer to the Imam. So if you're standing here, you align this way. If you're standing here, you align this way. Okay? Yeah, the question is, if I'm praying Taraweeh and the masjid after Taraweeh, they make the witr, but I want to make Qiyamul Layl later on, so I want to do the witr at the end of the night prayer, right? And he's asking, should I leave the masjid and leave the witr prayer, or may I pray one rak'ah and after the Imam makes taslim for witr, I stand up and complete? Leaving the masjid is not a good idea, but you can skip the witr and pray it later on, or you can do the other option, which is to join the witr and make it a shafa for you. Okay? You're asking about witr prayer. Can I do it 3, like Maghrib, for example, or 2 and 1? The Prophet ﷺ did it both ways. And that's why the Ahnaf, they have it 3. The other Madhahib, they have it 2 and 1. Okay? Yes. How do we calculate the night of Al-Qadr? I do not know if there is any calculation in the Quran or the Sunnah for Laylatul Qadr. Laylatul Qadr has not been declared which nights of the last 10 nights, and we explained this before. We explained before that Laylatul Qadr has never been preset and known. It is preset by Allah, but it is not known to us. And we mentioned that the purpose is so that we put all of our effort at least in the last 10 odd nights of Ramadan, okay? And for all practical purposes, because the odd nights depends on where you live. So the issue is that we should put all of our effort the entire 10 nights, the last 10 nights of Ramadan. Not just one night, not just a couple of nights, not just 3-4 nights. Yeah. So the question is about sujood al-sahw. When do I make sujood al-sahw? When do I do it before making salam? And when do I do it after I make salam? Right? So the answer is, if you made a mistake of commission, which means you added something, then you do the sujood before, you do the sujood after you make taslim. And if you do a mistake of omission, which means shay naqas, something you missed, then you do it before you make salam.
Some people will say they have to read the tahiyyat.
When you do it after taslim, you don't need to do the tahiyyat again because you have done it. But when you do it before, when you do the sujood before taslim, then you need to do the tashahhud. Okay, yes. Is there any specific dua for sujood al-sahw? Not that I know of. You just make tasbih and this will suffice. Yes. Is there a tafsir for the individual letters that we read in the beginning of some surahs, like Alif, Lam, Mim, Ha, Mim, Alif, Lam, Ra, Sad, Kaf, Ha, Ya, Ain, Sad. Is there a tafsir for those? The most prevalent interpretation of those is that those are indications and challenge for the mushrikeen of the Arabs who would say, this is not from Allah, this is from Muhammad. So the Quran gives them letters from the Arabic language that they master and then challenges them, فَأْتُوا بِسُورَةٍ مِّن مِثْلِهِ. Bring a surah like it. It's the same letters, the language that you speak, you claim it is from Muhammad, do something like him. That's the best tafsir I have read. Yes. Oh, by the way, those who claim that those letters could mean something in other languages like Syrianis and other languages, they are badly mistaken. So please don't be distracted. The Quran denied that it is borrowed from any other language. عربي وأعجمي. Do you say that the Quran is a mix of Arabic and non-Arabic letters? There is no mix in the Quran. The Quran says that it is Arabic. The Arabs did not say it is not in Arabic. But now we are being told by some people who are not scholars of the Quran anyway, that this we find similar to something in the Syrianic language. Far from the truth. The Prophet spoke only Arabic. He did not speak Hebrew. He did not speak any other language. And by and large, he spoke the Qurashite accent or dialect of the Arabic. Okay? Yeah. The question is, the Eid is coming this coming Friday, inshallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it a blessed Eid for all Muslims. So the question is, since the Eid is coming on a Friday, do we choose between Eid and Friday prayer? Or if I have only one choice, then what should I pray? Right? Well, considering the fact that Jum'ah prayer is fard, which means it's mandatory on every Muslim. We know this from the Quran itself. If the call for Friday prayer is called, leave your business and come to the Jum'ah prayer. So Jum'ah is fard. Eid prayer is sunnah kifaya. What is sunnah kifaya? It is a communal sunnah, which means it's a sunnah of the community of the Prophet for every Muslim community to follow, which is to celebrate the day and show it in public. That's why the prayer is preferred to be in a public arena or public place. Okay? That's what the Prophet ﷺ used to do. He used to take people out of the mosque and go pray outside, not inside the mosque. But if we don't have a place, the mosque is okay. All Muslim countries do the same thing. So what I'm saying about your question is, considering that Eid is fard, Eid is sunnah, kifaya. Kifaya means if enough group of the community attends Eid prayer, then they have done their duty. But Jum'ah is not sunnah and it is not fard kifaya. It is individual obligation. So if your work, for example, would not allow you except to pray one of the two, I would go for the Jum'ah. Okay? Because this is sunnah and this is fard. Your question.
Yeah, we have to pray both. We can pray both.
Of course you can. Of course you can pray both, yes. You are retired, yes. Yeah. Everybody who's retired pray both. Yes. No, the traveler is excused from the Jum'ah fard. So he has to pray Zuhr. If he can find Jum'ah prayer, I think he would feel that he would miss it. I hope. So if the mosque is next to your hotel, I think the mosque is a better place to pray. In Jama'ah, Jum'ah. Okay? So, yes. We know that Laylatul Qadr is better than 1,000 months. So the question is, if I buy a book for 1,000 or 2 or 5,000, right? Then does this mean that Laylatul Qadr could be rewarded differently? Yes. Is the reward to be presumed as unlimited because of the usage of the word, 1,000 months? Well, the Quran uses numbers in contexts that are different than the counting numbers we know. So, for example, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam about the hypocrites. Ask for their forgiveness or don't ask for their forgiveness. If you ask for their forgiveness 70 times, they will not be forgiven. Allah will not forgive them. So the Prophet ﷺ made a comment saying, if I know that if I make istighfar for them 71 times, I would have done it. Which means his understanding of the number is, no matter what you do, they are not going to be forgiven. So the numbers in the Quran are like this. So nobody says, when Allah says, I would supply you with 1,000 angels, that they can count heads, and no. People know that He will provide them with all what they need. That's the point. So did Laylatul Qadr, when it is said that it is better than 1,000 months, does this mean that it is not better than 1,001 or 2,000? Those are mathematical questions, but Allah means it is so much reward that you don't want to miss it. Okay? My time is up, and it is time to pray Isha. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from all of us. Subhanakallahumma bihamdik.